Yo, what up, what up, what up? What's going on? So, I just want to do, it's not going to be a quick video by any means, but I'm going to try. So, I want to talk about, do like a kind of a preliminary review of the DJI Osmo Action 4. And I kind of want to talk about it in relation to my GoPro and why I'm making this kind of video. And I'm only going to be showing one camera. So let's talk about the DJI Osmo Action 4. So I got the Action 4 before February 15th. So let's just say like February 10th, right? So I got it in February, and it is now, what is it? Is it March? Is it April? It is now April, right? It's now April. It's almost the end of April. We're going into May. And one of the things that I've loved about the Action 4 is it is leaps and bounds better than my previous action camera, which was the GoPro Hero 8 Black, which I actually have here. And I started using my GoPro Hero 8, and I figured out how to use it well, and how finally got it set up the way I liked it. And it just still had a few shortcomings for me that I did not like. Resolution being one of those, and then the field of view not being where I wanted it to be. Now, I did consider at some point moving up to the GoPro Hero 11 Black, because it does have that wide field of view that I wanted. The color science is pretty good like I wanted it, but the workflow just doesn't work for me when it comes to GoPro. It's also, its form factor in a way is antiquated. You know, it just doesn't offer what the most recent action cameras offer in terms of functionality and and usability. So even with the new GoPro Hero 12, it's almost the same thing. It looks great in my opinion. Colors are great, but for some reason the functionality is just garbage, and the workflow is not any better. So some of the issues that I had with my GoPro Hero 8 was that even with connected to the media mod box, which it is, even connected to that, and connecting it to my computer, for some odd reason, it just still would not connect to the computer. It didn't matter which computer I used. It just didn't matter at all. It just would not transfer. So I always have to take out the SD card and put it in a slot holder, a SD card reader, to get it to work that way. That was the only way I was able to get it to work. I know other people have said you don't have to do that with maybe the newer ones and things like that, but it was such a pain in the ass. I got used to it, but it's something that I did not want to continue doing. So with the DJI Action 4, it's so much easier, man. You literally just plug the damn thing in, and you're good to go. Now, the only thing that I did notice with the DJI Action 4, when you use the mic adapter that you can buy for $60, is super expensive. But if you're using that and it's plugged into the DJI Action 4, when you try to connect the cable through there, through the little bypass, it will not be recognized through your computer. Why? I don't know, but you have to remove that adapter off once you put it directly into the camera, and turn on the computer, or turn it on and put it in the computer. It works fine. It works flawless. So it's something that is interfering with that pass-through on the adapter that's not allowing it to be recognized by the computer. So not a big issue. I do use the adapter quite often. I do have the DJI Mic 2 that I received with my the DJI Mic 2, which I received with my my Pocket 3, and I haven't really done almost literally any testing. I did one microphone test with it, and honestly, it didn't come out great, and I just never wanted to really spend the time to try to dial in the DJI Mic 2 with the gains, and I have not done that yet, and I just didn't really feel like doing it, so I haven't yet. I did figure out a good area that I think to mount it inside my helmet. That should help. I will test it out this time around, but I just didn't really think it was really necessary because I have the way I have my helmet set up. I do have my lavalier mic already in there, so I usually just throw it right onto the adapter and it works fine. I don't have to do anything, but I would like to eventually clean up the mic setup or the helmet setup with, you know, as little wires as possible. I only have 2 wires coming out of my helmet. That's the USB-C charger, and like I said, the other is the lavalier mic that runs into the adapter. Both of those run into the adapter, and yeah. So what I will say is, what could I say? I will say that I've been shooting so much footage with the DJI Action 4, and I just love the way it comes out. Things that I don't like about the DJI Action 4, low light is not the worst, but low light is basically, in my opinion, without my helmet mod, I feel like low light mode, or I feel like the low light performance is not great, especially compared to something like the Ace Pro. It's just not there. It's not as good. It's never going to be as good, and you kind of just got to deal with it. And that's kind of the reason why I've been kind of like avoiding nighttime rides, because when I'm riding at night, I feel like that's when at that point in time when you're riding at night or in the evening, that is exactly when you need your camera, because people drive crazy at night, and you want to be able to at least see what's going on and be able to record what's going on to be able to protect yourself and people around you. And using the DJI at night, it's not very good as far as capture. I do have my helmet mod, and at 20% with the light cube on, at 20% on my helmet, it does illuminate well for me as far as seeing out of my helmet what's in front of me and things like that. It does add that extra 20% light to my headlights on the bike. It makes things a little better for me to see. It also adds another point of contact for people that are riding around you, cars, motorcycles. They see that you actually have a light on your helmet. I think that's actually pretty cool because it's another light source to help you be seen. But I'll have to play with it as far as turning it up to see how it's going to react on camera, because even with the 20%, it doesn't look like it does too much as far as making the quality of the video. So yeah, I'm gonna let these people in. They didn't want to wait, and I don't want to be a complete asshole, but yeah. So I'm gonna play around with that, see if it can enhance the low light performance, and see how that gets me by. Side caveat: the only reason why I have not purchased the Ace Pro from Insta360, I would definitely purchase it for that low light performance, man. Even with the low light performance, the pure video mode on the Insta360, even with that, I still feel like the video isn't the best quality at night. And, it's probably never going to be that way because we're not shooting with like, you're not shooting with like a 1.2, aperture or anything like that. So, it's not going to be very crisp, and it's not going to be very crisp and sharp. But shit, my bad. It's not going to be very crisp and sharp. But what you will see is that you still have good video coverage. So that's what I like about the Ace Pro. As far as that, I do like some of the features that it comes with, the bigger sensor and things like that. I just feel like the camera isn't going to use it very well. Like, I don't know. I just feel like for having such a bigger sensor and things like that nature, the field of view is just smaller, and it reminds me of my GoPro Hero 8, and I feel like it's not wide enough for me. DJI Action 4 is perfect in my opinion, because you don't see very much warp in the video when you have it on ultra wide versus like when you're on a GoPro like 11 plus or whatever. There's a lot of distortion to me. Some people don't care about that kind of distortion. To me, it bothers me. So usually when I'm watching like videos or whatever, and you can tell when somebody's using a GoPro, if I start seeing too much of that warp in the video, to me it's distracting, and sometimes I won't even finish a whole video. I'll just click off of it. But I love the way DJI looks. The Ace Pro doesn't look bad on a motovlog setup. To me, it's just not wide enough. And maybe people like Freewell and things of that nature will actually come out with something with an ultra wide lens or something. I'm hoping that they maybe do something like that to be able to get that wider field of view, and I think that it'll be perfect, a perfect motovlogging camera for me. Everything else I can deal with. The picture looks pretty great. I have no other complaints about that, and it's got the pure video mode, which allows, like I said, motovlogging at night. Very, very possible and pleasing to watch. So that would be the thing that gets me on Insta360. I actually looked at it again today, just to kind of see, should I give it a chance yet or not? So I'm gonna wait on it for a while, because like I said, it's not where it needs to be for me, for it to be usable. And I don't want to just buy it to use it only at night. I was thinking about that. I did think about that. I said, you know what? Let me just grab it for nighttime shooting and should be good, and then it just, I don't know. It didn't end up. I think that it's a waste of money to buy something for one thing, right? For one thing only. I don't think it's necessarily a waste of money, but I would say in terms of when you're buying equipment, like for example, I bought the Pocket 3 because I know some of the things that I wanted to use. There are many different things that I want to do with that camera, and it's not just a one-trick pony. I feel like if I were buying the Ace Pro, I would be buying it only for the nighttime video. And I kind of think that's a huge investment for using it literally mainly only for one intended purpose, and that's night riding. So now, with it being almost May and it being like the end of April, one of the things that happened to me, shout out to chin mounts, you pieces of garbage. I've gone through 2 chin mounts, and the first time I almost lost my GoPro Hero 8, and what kept it on was literally the wires that were hooked up to the Media Mod box, my lav mic, and the power USB-C cord that runs to my battery, my anchor battery, which keeps the GoPro or the action camera powered for an unlimited amount of time without running out of battery. It saved the GoPro Hero 8. I bought another chin mount because I thought that it was defective, and that's when I got the DJI Action 4 in February. I connected everything was good, and then literally almost 2 weeks ago, close to 2 weeks ago, I lost the DJI Action 4, man. It came right off my helmet. It just came right off my helmet. It broke away from the adapter. My cables broke away from the adapter, and it just, I literally saw it just fall off my helmet, hit the ground. I was on the highway. There was nothing I could do to retrieve it. It just hit the ground, and it just started breaking up into pieces. The entire thing fell off of my helmet, and I was just so mad, man. And I'm literally on my way to Best Buy, literally, to pick up a open box one that was like at $250 versus $300. So I had to jump on that really quick because I wasn't planning on getting one. I've shot so much footage, and I have everything lined up. I got so much content lined up. You know, I'm good as far as having things to upload to the channel for a while, but I didn't want to go too long without having another action camera. I still have my 8, but it to me is honestly just not usable anymore. I don't want to go back to it. So I just opted to go for this and go this route. So I'm picking it up now, and you know, I got to buy some more parts or whatever. I got to rebuy the adapter. Technically, I don't need it. I can probably just try to figure out how to make this mic 2 work and not have to spend another $60 on another audio adapter, whatnot. But yeah, I have to get back to it, man. I was cranking out so much content, and it was just amazing how I was finally tweaking the settings to get it the way I want. I was super pleased with the image, and a lot of you guys will start seeing some of that DJI action footage pretty soon, and you'll know why it's such an amazing camera for the price point and what you get. What I'm hoping is when the DJI Action 5 comes out, or you know, I don't know if they're going to call it a 5 or a 4 Plus or whatever, but what I'm hoping the next DJI Action Cam does, as far as its use for an action camera, what I'm thinking honestly is we have not seen a 360 camera from DJI yet. So I don't know if they're going to take a break from the traditional form factor action camera and put out a 360 camera. I don't know what they're going to do, but if they put out an Action 5 or whatever, I'm really hoping that they will give an answer directly to counter Insta360 Ace Pro with their nighttime viewing. I know the Action 4 has a nighttime mode, I believe it does, but it's not as good at all. It's not even close. So I'm hoping the new one has way like a bigger sensor. You know, it can beat Ace Pro's nighttime quality, the quality of the image. I'm hoping that you know, that's the case. That'd be great. And you know, overall, I just hope that, you know, it makes better improvements over what we have now. Like I said, I barely have anything bad to say about the Action 4. I think it's the perfect camera for me, and I'm loving it. You know, I'm loving it for sure. And like I said, this is why I just had to, I'm like, I have to go get another one, man. I cannot. For me, riding is super fun, but also for me, content creation is just as fun. And I love to create content when I'm out on the road. When I ride without filming, for some people, it's a hassle to get content. It's a hassle for them to be involved with content making, content creating. I feel naked when I'm riding without a camera. It just feels off to me. Now, I can ride without it, but it just feels very, very off to me. And I've been riding these last couple of weeks, and it's just, in between the weather being crappy, you know, and unstable, it's just very depressing to ride for me without motovlogging. It's so hard. It's so natural to me. Not having a camera sucks, man. And like I said, I'm not using the GoPro Hero 8 no more. I can't do it. Like I said, it works, but after going DJI, it's hard to go back. I can't go back, dude. I cannot go back. I can't go back. So, like I said, I'm about to run in here, get this camera, see what's popping. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out and ride today. I'm hoping so. it's just been so shitty, man. Like, I don't like riding in the rain. I'm fair weather only, and I just don't like getting caught out in the rain, man. These bikes are dangerous to ride in the rain. These leader bikes are dangerous. I do have traction control, obviously. I just prefer not to ride in the rain. So I'm not one of those people that will just be riding around in a thunderstorm. It's crazy. So I'm going to try to get this thing charged up and get on the road to shoot some content today with the new camera. And then, like I said, I think I'm just going to hold out for the Action 5, man. I was seriously thinking about the X4. Like I said, I don't know, man. If DJI comes out with a freaking 360 camera, as cool as the X4 or whatever, I will definitely, but with their software, like, they just make everything so simple. I just want a simple 360 camera where I don't have to do too much crap. Like, the only thing that I hate about Insta360 is I feel like their image quality is not as good as DJI, or cameras in general. As far as, like, I'm a camera nerd, so I just feel like it's never as crispy, or the image quality is not as good on an Insta360 camera, especially comparing it to, in my opinion, comparing it to GoPro or DJI. I just feel like it's not on par. It does look good though. The X4 looks amazing. I just hate the workflow of Insta360, man. If I have to spend more time editing and trying to find the shot that I want, and you know, flipping the camera around, and if I have to learn all that and do all that, spend all that extra time trying to get the look that I want, like, I love making video and editing, but I don't like spending all my time editing video. It's so fun and so easy to shoot with the DJI Action 4. I can't even imagine going back and trying to reframe and do all this stuff. I don't like doing it. So that's the only reason why it's kept me from going back to Insta360. So, yeah. I think I'm going to hold off on that one. I think it's a good choice. Again, I just don't really like the look of 360 cameras that much. I don't like the distorted look, which is why, again, when you use GoPro, I hate using that super wide field of view. It looks great, but when you start moving your head left and right, panning, it's too much warp, man. It's too much. I don't like it. I hate it. So, yeah, we're going to go get this camera, get back, check it out, and hopefully hop on the bike before it pours down rain. Peace.